Back on.
Good evening and welcome everybody to the regular Gilbert Council meeting of September 22nd, 2020. The time now is 6:35. I'll have the city deputy clerk or clerk call the roll call, please.
Councillor Skenzich.
Here.
Councillor Leone.
Here.
Mayor Oberstar.
Here.
Let the record show that Councillor Robich is absent with notice and Councillor Pulis is absent without notice.
All right, thank you. All right, whatever, we have a quorum, 3 of us. Would you all rise and help me open the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Jim, what is our addition here?
Mayor, we have 2 additions tonight. They are both resolutions. And they are both resolutions to make application and accept funds from the IRRB Commercial Redevelopment Grant Program. 2 different properties in town.
The resolutions before us are for resolution to the IRRB to take down the food shelf building across the street here and the piece of property Gilbert acquired this last year, or 2 sheds down there by the car wash. All right. All right, somebody want to move to add these to the agenda?
I'll move. I'll second.
Motion by Councillor Skenzich, supported by Councillor Leone to add these proclamations or resolutions, I'm sorry, to the agenda. Councillor Skenzich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. All right. Some minutes to approve. September 8, 2020, City Council special session minutes of September 8th, 2020. I have reviewed them already. Council reviewed them over the weekend. If you see any corrections, deletions, or additions, speak up.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
It's been moved by Councillor Skenzich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the minutes of September 8th, 2020, special session, City Council special session meeting. Any more discussion? Councillor Skenzich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Special September 8, 2020, regular City Council meeting. Hold on. Yeah, okay. September 8, 2020, regular City Council meeting. I've reviewed them.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skenzich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the September 8, 2020 regular council meeting minutes. Any more discussion? Councillor Leone, how do you vote? Councillor Leone, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Skenzich.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. September 15th, 2020 City Council working session. September 15th.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skenzich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve these minutes. Any more discussion? Councillor Skenzich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Next, we have public input. Anybody in the audience tonight or on the phone or on virtual TV, in the audience, virtual TV, on the phone, have anything to they want to discuss with the council? Sandra's telling me nobody on the phone. All right, seeing none, we'll continue on. Reports by council and mayor. Councilor Leone, you have anything right now?
Not at this time.
Councilor Skinsich.
Yeah, I've got just one thing. I've had a few residents come up and comment on the stop signs that have been placed on Summit Street. Gotten some positive feedback from those already. Ty, I guess this is, or Sam, this is kind of for you. Are there going to be stop signs placed at, what is it, Louisiana, and what's the one before? I can't think of what it is right now. The Park Street there. Is it
Virginia.
Virginia? Those are still yields.
Sam on?
He's muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay. So I talked to Sam. We started with that end. We've been kind of monitoring, see if we need to put them all the way across. The one on Louisiana Avenue, we'd have to change a sign there where that curbing is because that whole thing is cement. So that might be a little more difficult and it'd be a project for springtime. The one on Virginia West, we could do one up there if the council would like. And I think we're working on putting 2 more up on Dakota and Pleasant Street.
Dakota has one. Oh, the Blue Present. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Not on Pleasant, it does not, no.
Okay.
And that intersection, we actually have a fair amount of crash data to justify a stop sign.
Okay, thank you.
Good point. Are you done there?
Yep, that's all I have. Thanks.
Good point. I haven't heard only one complaint about it. Why are we doing that? And it's from somebody that doesn't even live up there. I think if everybody lived up there, the people who are living up there now are not complaining about the situation no more, because I think we've stopped the speeding going on up there. And we don't have the gates yet at Hopkins Park, and that will stop some things. But the traffic, I think, has come to a complete stall there up there. So I guess it's working, and apparently I'm assuming everybody up there that resides there is happy. Other people don't want to stop. Well, you got to come down Main Street. Well, and this is for the benefit of the folks that are living in that area. They had enough of it. And with the loud speeding, squealing tires and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I have thank everybody for the patience with all the construction going around town. Sam is going to talk about this water tank is almost completed. We're filling it up right now. Inside and out is done, painted inside and out, and some other needed repairs, inlet pipe, stuff like that. I've had some people ask me if we change the font on the lettering up there, and I've been told no, the font is the same as it was before. Gilbert font. I know you're not going to read it in 3 miles away, but closer you get is better. We got a lot of things on the agenda here tonight. There's some things that I want the council to think about, because before the year is out, I want these areas talked about and debated and voted up or down here. And that would be, well, we had the proclamation tonight on the food shelf takedown. I talked about that a little bit, costing us money, and it's just a liability just standing there anyway. Take that down, and We have a gentleman that's tried to get his garage so the city doesn't bring no water into his garage from the alley. We got an alley report last meeting, 87,000, which we're not going to do. It's like a 2-block area. We don't have that money to do right now, but sometime in the future, the council is going to have to redo all these alleys. They're 25 years old, 1995, 1996, somewhere in that area they were done, and I think they've done held up as much as they're going to held up right now. They got to be re-looked at, but that area where this garage is, if I'm going to put a new garage in, I want to make sure that it ain't not going to leak. So we have a little obligation there to take care of that area. That's going to come to the vote here, and we'll get voted up or down. Not the 87, but somewhere in that 60-foot to 100-foot property line that with that private owner and the city. That Wandering Pines area, and when John gives a report, we're going to hopefully get that done this year. Our cemetery issues, our cemetery swap thing, gonna get all them things done, and all those other things. I've been told that this Main Street is going to be done both sides of the 4-block area this year, so that should be tied up. And the substation is being worked on right now as we talk, and that's supposed to be done by the end of the October. So things are looking good. But just a little bit patience for all the barriers going around, barricades, and no lighting on that end. So hopefully everybody's being cautious when they're driving on in that area. All right, and the tree trimming is coming in October. Sam's going to talk about that. All right, city reports from the boards, commissions, staff. We'll start off with the city attorney to talk about the I&I. And also you were given tonight a piece of paper. We can talk about that. Okay, Brian, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Briefly to address the status of the I&I, when we had, or prior to kind of the pandemic that's kind of cut everything short, we were developing a system to get some I&I inspectors out there. My understanding, or the system was set up so that we would have independent contractors going out. We had developed as a city a contractor set of terms that we could use to get those folks out doing the inspections. All of that work has been done. Really what we need in order to pick up and start moving forward with those I&I inspections, because they're independent contractors, we need the folks who are going to be performing the inspections to bring us what is essentially, or what would be a COVID plan, so that we know that they're able to deliver that service and collect that information safely and protect our residents and themselves. And once that COVID plan is back in place and we're able to adequately protect the residents and our inspectors, we're ready to pick that project up and start moving. So as far as the independent contractor agreements, those should be good as is, but we're going to need that additional step now as a requirement from the state of the COVID plan. So, and then also, Mayor, I did receive some requested changes to the water and electrical meter supply and installation program agreement. I have not had an opportunity to complete a full review of that, and what I would request is that any action by the council be put off until the next meeting, so that I can have an opportunity to make a full review and make a report to Administrator Paulson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get that done correctly. Also, we started a blight task force here.
Yes.
There's some paperwork we need there. Waivers identifying the task force for going on to some residential properties, and also protecting the city of any liability might happen to the task force. They identify us, from lifting something, or, if that, I don't think that's going to happen all that till next spring, but we wanted to get that paperwork together. and we need some ordinance changes, some additionals on that. First of all, the 2 waivers got to be done.
And Mayor, I can assist in getting those waivers put in place. The other process that we should start putting together, if we're looking at a blight situation, and also generally with some things that we're doing at the city, we should look into start getting a policy in place for an administrative warrant procedure. Those things are very helpful for us if we're having people that are either not, if we have folks, city employees or city agents that are going to be entering property to look around, but it's not for a criminal, not in a criminal aspect, those civil warrants can be pretty helpful.
You
Administrative
understand
warrants.
what we're looking for?
Yes, I do.
Legalize.
Yep.
Legalize. All right. Any other questions for our attorney? The council or Jim? No? And as soon as you can on all that stuff. So I'd like to get some of the task force together to rewrite our ordinance anyway. And I was told we can have our own justice board instead of going to our citations, going to state court within. That's what also we're looking at, having a in-house.
That was my understanding, Mayor, is that we're looking at setting up what's essentially an administrative fine structure so that we can handle those things in-house.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at in the form of legal things. And all right, city engineer John Jamnik.
Okay, a few items here. One, the cemetery expansion, we're still waiting for the final results of the phase 1 on that purchase land swap deal for the land part of the cemetery project. So I don't have any final recommendation on that for tonight's meeting. The second item is the campground roof. One quote is in your agenda package. We're expecting a second one. We did not get one. I got word today that there was another individual who might be interested in providing a quote. So I guess I'd recommend at this time, we just continue to table that item till we can get a second quote on that's the roof to the office building down at the campground.
Why? What you're saying is we should table 1 and 2. What number 3?
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything to table on 1, just a quote on campground roof item B2 is you just table that. Okay. And then North Broadway Alley update, as requested by the council. I worked up a cost estimate to do a partial repair, and this is about the south 200 feet of the alley and the bend around the corner, about $31,000 to regrade that, bring in some bituminous, subcut it, drainage, culverts, and restoration. The original cost of doing a whole alley was roughly about $87,000. So it's about a third of the length, so it's about a third of the cost is what we came up with on that part of that's called the North Broadway Alley project. Couple other items. Again, I think Brian mentioned the water meters. We've been working with Corn and Main on it sounds like Brian wants to review something on some of the information that was put together, but we're trying to finalize that agreement. Those were bids we took back in June that the city council awarded in August, and the big thing was trying to figure out what the completion date of this is going to be. And with the COVID, I don't know if we're going to do much of the work yet this year, but I mean, Brian, I don't know what you're going to look at or get back to us on that, but that would be fine. We've been working with Corn and Main, the supplier and contractor, for the water meter and electrical meter project. The other item is we did get, we requested quotes to televise the sewer line. And that's basically the sanitary sewer from Kansas Avenue all the way down to the wastewater treatment plant. We requested get those quotes back today. We did get 2 quotes. I think reputable companies that do this work. One was for $22,813 and the other one was $22,435. So I'd like to know if we really do much of this work this fall yet, but I'd like to sit down with Sam and go over this and come back with a recommendation on the televising quotes. And then as far down at the water plant, we've been working with the schedule for Thien Well. They're the ones who's going to be the ones cleaning and doing the test pumping of well number 4 at the water plant. And they're scheduled to be down there the week of October 5th. We've been talking to them about some of the concerns Tara and the operators have down there. Hopefully they show up next week, but they're going to be there for sure the following week of October 5th. So that's going to address that well number 4, get it cleaned and test pumped, and get that back online, hopefully, with the way the well used to be down there. If there's any questions on that, Jim. I know there was an email that Tara, I don't know if the council has that.
Yeah, that was the email that came today, John. The council does have that.
Okay. But that addresses the first part of her email. And the second part is that trying to find a contractor to repair that broken pipe in the second filter. We're still waiting for one contractor to give us a price back, but I don't know. Everybody seems to be so busy on some of this stuff. It's difficult to get a contractor to give us a quote to do that work. And let's see, on the phase 2 project, this is going on in conjunction with the Highway 37 project that Masabi Bituminous and his subcontractor, Joel and Sop, they finished the sewer line in Lower Indiana Avenue, the alley east of Indiana, and work on Dakota. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day, if MnDOT can finish that line. And they were doing that alley on east of Lower Minnesota area. So they're working the city's portion of the project along with coordinating with the schedule, what MnDOT's doing for utilities. So that seems to be coming along pretty good. And the last item I had was I did work up a cost estimate to do that work in front of the on Dakota by the restaurant on the corner of Dakota. That's that tilted trail that the city requested. About $22,000 we came out of cost. Remove about 150 feet of that trail, tilt it, bring in class 5 and repave it and put some drainage, make some drainage improvements. Basically just kind of retilting that trail the way it currently is. And that includes, I think that's going to take a substantial amount of class 5 gravel on the parking lot side of the trail. So that we included in the cost estimate too. That's what I have for a report. I don't know if there's
All right, thank you.
questions or comments on anything I mentioned.
Thank you, John. I think, I don't know, we're going to table it all. I think we just say, bring these back up at another meeting because we're going to have to absorb all these costs that you're talking about and see if they're doable or not. We're going to make that decision tonight after.
Yeah.
Didn't hear those numbers before tonight, so. I think we just table, we're not to do any action. It just, council took no action on all of John's report. And we'll bring it up at next meeting, the same thing, all right?
Yep, very good.
No action. Okay with council?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for John? All right, Police Chief Ty Teacher.
All right, good evening, Mayor, Council. A couple things. I'll work with City Attorney Lindsay in regards to the new blight stuff, and him and I should be able to put something together within the next few weeks, at least give some ideas out there. So I'll be in contact with you, Brian. Second thing is Mayor, you had requested I did some research on some radar signs for the end of Main Street. We received bids from 4 different companies, including the state bid pricing, and we're looking at right around $2,500 for the cheapest one. That would be the cheapest one. It's 11-inch, a little bit small, but I think coming into the speeds in the 30 zone, I think it'll be big enough for people to see. It does flash pretty good, so I think that would probably be the best one. Price-wise, like I said, they run up as much as $5,800. I just can't justify that kind of money. It would be a direct or an alternate AC current, alternating current so we put on a pole. Most of them are going to the solar. The problem is the replacement batteries are $300 to $400 for replacement, and they tend to, up in northern Minnesota, only last for a year or two. So I'd like to just have it wired to a pole, and then we would never have to worry about any type of issues with it working. So I don't know what the council's direction wants, what they want to do, but that would be my recommendation, is right around that $2,500 mark with the AC powered. I just don't think we need to spend any more money on it.
We've had a lot of people always complain about the speeding going down on Main Street for years. This time on this end of town, not so much on this other end of town, because you have to make that turn. Probably in the middle of town, we should have a speed limit digital too, because they're speeding up right about here and then out to the end of town. This will help to slow the traffic, hopefully slow them down. So this is $2,500 is a great benefit to the city to stop the truckers and all the other traffic. I think everybody realizes other towns have the same coming in on both ends of town. I think we can start at this end of town here and see what if we need one at the other end of town. Now that we're having this construction probably done by the end of October here, so we get this put in place at that same time. So I recommend that the council go ahead and approve and allow Ty to go ahead and purchase this and get it put in place.
And Mayor Collins, just for a note, the one I would recommend is from Traffic Logic Corporation, and actually the total price with freight is $2,300, $2,310. Again, there's nothing out there any cheaper. And I think this sign will be, they're a pretty well-known company. I think it'll work. The nice thing about this one too, we can do it right from our cell phones for the operation of it. And this will also, my understanding is, will collect traffic data on average speeds. So I think that's a nice little option if that in fact does come with this package, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does. So it'll tell us what the average speed is.
What's the council wished? Okay.
Mayor, I got
Yes.
one question, I guess.
Go ahead.
With the poles coming down, I mean, where are we looking at putting it, or where exactly
Yeah,
you want to put it?
That's a good question. Ty, did you hear Jeremy?
Yes, I think where the place where I'd like to put it initially, nice thing is we can move around from pole to pole since they all have power. But I would like to put it on the pole that's right in the area of, and it's actually been removed because of the center pylon, so the new one goes, and it'll be between basically right in the Florida Avenue area. The reason why I want to kind of go close to Florida Avenue is the transition speed is right in that 30 zones right there from the 40. And I think that to get the accurate traffic data from that, you want to be in that 30 zone. So you can see that these cars are hitting it in that 500-foot range. And it's giving us what the actual speed is in a 30 zone, not a 40 zone. And like I said, we can always move it around. We can try it there. You know, you like to have it out beforehand, but I think where it's at, and it does have a pretty good strobe that blinks, I think that'll catch people's eyes when they're coming in a little bit faster. It'll catch their attention before they even get to the sign. So that's where I'd put it, but I'm not exactly sure where the poles are going since the center pylons were pulled off that stretch. So.
Thank you. I would make a motion to purchase that. Give Ty the okay.
And then have Ty carry the ball on that and get it all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to allow police chief teacher to purchase this digital speed limit apparatus and get it installed. More discussion?
The only question I do have, Mayor, is I do not have this in my budget for this year. So I don't know if the council wants to give a directive to staff on where this money should be pulled from.
Oh, so you got a minus $2,500 thing. You'll be fine, Ty.
Okay. And I hope, to be honest, with looking at my budget, I'm hoping that I should be under. I'm hoping, especially in the wages areas, that we should hopefully be under a little bit. So I think within my budget, there might be some extra. I know I was under last year too, so we should be okay. But I just get a little concerned in case something comes up that, you know, this wasn't something that I would normally budget for this. So, but
Budget? Yeah, but our budget's estimate, so.
okay. Thank you.
Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. All right, anything else, Ty?
The next thing is on the agenda is we had a resignation. I don't know if you want to take care of that, Mayor. I know you do the appointing on those, so if you want to take care of the.
Yeah, okay. Also, we had a resignation of Greg Petrich. We'll act on that first of all. Thank him for his service on the police commission. I can't remember how many years he's been on there, but he's done a great job. He's got personal matters he needs to take care of, and he feels he cannot continue on. So thank him for his service, and please accept his resignation.
I'll move.
I'll second.
By Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone, to approve the resignation effective September 8th of Greg Petrus from the Police Commission, and with thank you from the city for his service. Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. And I care to fill that position by appointing Louis Gentile to that position for council's approval. That's my appointment to filling that spot. How much time does Greg have left on that? Jim, do you know offhand? Okay. What?
It was immediate.
Filling that term, and what's that, Ty?
Oh, I guess I don't know what the term limit would be on that, but I want to say I think he had 2 more years, but I could be wrong.
Okay, well, that term, and then we got some back noise or something? No. So that's my appointment to the commission for council review.
Motion.
Yep.
I'll make a motion for Lou Gentile.
I'll second it.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone, to approve the appointment by the mayor of Louis Gentile to the police commission to serve the remaining time for Greg Petrich. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Gentile, and good luck. All right, anything else, Ty?
The only thing is, again, with the stop signs, we've worked a little bit extra traffic enforcement up there. Our stops are very minimal, actually. The hours that we spent up there, some rolling stops, but we only had one, I think, that really blew through it, didn't even stop at all, and they were issued a citation. So we've had pretty good compliance with the stop signs at this point.
All right, yeah, I think they're working up there. Big change. All right, anybody else for Ty?
I got one thing,
Yeah.
actually, talking
Mr.
about that.
Stanzich.
Ty, Wisconsin Avenue was another big hitter, lower Wisconsin, like the one in 200 block there, west. Can you think of anything we could do there to slow people down coming down that hill?
I mean, down the hill?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's just a bad situation there, but
Yeah, I think even with Indiana, any of the steeper hills, it's there was discussions before. However, if you made it a four-way down there, the problem is the people trying to go up the hill would never make it, and that was the main reason why they had kind of discouraged having any type of stopping up or down due to the fact that it would be very difficult to stop or get going, especially in the wintertime. Yeah, it'd be very hard to put I don't want to say it can't be done, but
on the campground, I know they put in for the summertime anyway, it would work those speed bumps that you could put in.
yeah,
I don't know if that's something we could do in the summertime.
Yeah, that's something we could certainly look at. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. We have to make sure we put proper signage up to prevent damage to the vehicle and stuff, but that's certainly something that we can research. Obviously, it won't get done this year, but it's something I think that you're right, we can certainly look at.
Okay, thanks, Ty.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Ty. Public Works Director Sam Lotiger,
Everybody hear
you
me?
here?
All right. One thing I got is alley pickup. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. One thing I got is alley pickup. Did we want to do alley pickup this year?
Alley pickup, well, yes. Yeah.
Yes. So what I was thinking is November 2nd through November 6th, that week.
November
is when
2nd,
we would-
1 week?
Yes.
Okay, we need a motion on that, council. November, so we get it publicized, advertised.
And that's like we've done in the past. All leaves have to be in bags, and no sticks, tree branches longer than 4 feet.
All right, what's the date, on the 2nd to the 6th?
Yes.
All motion, we go ahead with it.
Okay, moved by Councilor Leone to approve alley pickup for this year, November 2nd to the 6th.
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Skinsich. Any more discussion? Councilor Leone, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Skinsich.
Aye.
Arbiter, aye. Motion carries. For the audience, due to this COVID, due to we have 2 councilors missing in the room, all votes have to be roll call. Oh. Anything else, Sam?
Not on that, but they got some other stuff. Just updates on the water tower. You mentioned it earlier that they're done painting. They came out really nice. I believe we turned it online today. Tried to do it yesterday. There was a leak, but they came back and fixed it. So yeah, we're filling it up. There's some small stuff with the electrical wiring up there that the electrician's got to do. They're going to come in there and do that. I met up with a contractor. They were looking at giving KLM a price for pouring concrete floor in the base. So that's going to be coming up, and I believe that should be done within the next 2 weeks. So we are on almost ahead of schedule, it seemed like, on that project. So, but it turned out very well. Other than that, on the substation, I had Joe Peterson from Minnesota Power write up a little summary of what's going to be going on over the next 2 to 3 weeks down at the substation. From what he read, from what I read, we're gonna have a little bit of interruption around the week of October 18th through the 25th, maybe. Possibly that's when he's looking at doing the changeover from the old sub to the new sub. So, but he's gonna get down a good solid date for us on that end, and we'll inform everybody that in the city that stuff will be happening. Maybe power will be out for a few seconds. So, but it doesn't sound like any major issues with that. So that's about all I have on the substation, unless this council's got any questions for me on that.
No, just when you get to that, if there's some way we can put it on the billboard or something, remind people about Right.
And
In the
And
budget.
then the Hopkins Park was a request by council to block off, barricade the upper park to the water tower road. I didn't get time to make a map, even though it only taken 15 minutes, but I didn't have that time today. So what my proposal is to put a fence all the way across where the gate, where the fence goes around Hopkins Park there on the upper side. The fence ends, it would be the chain link fence. I would go in maybe about 80 feet, and that's where I would put the new 2 gates. It would be a double gate that would swing downhill, is what both companies proposed. There'd be a double gate on the one side and a double gate on the other side is how they gave me a price. I don't know if you guys see the 2 prices. They were considerably different for the same amount or the same price. As you can see, Century Fence Company, they did a little bit bigger pipe where the gate is swinging from. Maybe it's a little bit stronger. They did a 18 by 48 inch footing. So they poured a little more concrete. Now, as far as Keller Fence, they just did their 3-inch pipe posts, and I believe they're going to pound them in the ground 48 inches. Now, I don't know. It would be up to council what you would want to do, whether you'd go for the more expensive one or the cheaper one. I believe they both still do the purpose of what the intent is. As far as these gates go, the gate would be in the middle of the road, and then I made sure the fence was tight to the other fence. It went right tight to it, so there would be no walk through where these gates are. No walk through by the woods either. So just let the council know. People, the only way they would be able to walk up around that area would be through Hopkins Park, and there's a little opening in the fence.
Okay, which one do you recommend? How good of a gate do you want there?
Well, I think if anything, Keller Fence came in at cheaper, I would be fine with that. It's I think it would do the job. I can't. It's I'm kind of up in the air on it. How much do we have to spend? Do we want to go with, it's what, $2,000 difference almost. So.
You think it's going to get knocked down very often if it's just in the ground without any cement?
The only thing is it might heave more due to frost. If there's no cement or anything around there, that's where you'll see it. If it gets knocked down, it's going to get knocked down, but it might heave more. And then the weight of the fence might pull more on those smaller posts because there's such a big gate. I mean, you're talking a 12-foot long fence.
Well, we can always cement these in later, right?
I don't know.
You should be able to, if they move and we should be able to cement them another time. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm okay either one with the council. So. I'll vote for either one.
I guess I would be leaning more towards the cheaper bid. I mean, it's $3,200 less.
Right. And I think that would do the job that it's intended for. They're probably not going to be used a lot. Open and close to go up there and check the water tower for us once a day. And then, I don't know if if the police are going to be checking up there or what, but that's, you know, so that's what we would be doing.
Yeah. As long as you don't come down on somebody.
No, they won't. They'll be secure. You know, I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, so let's move on with this. Well, like motions for one of these. Which one you want?
I'll make a motion that we go with Keller Fence for $4,221.37.
Yeah, I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the purchase of the gates for Hopkins Park through Keller Fence Company for a cost of $4,221.37 and two gates. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Umberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. And now with the loader edge, which has been budgeted in his operations. Somebody want to approve the $1,334.20 to tighten machinery for the edge?
I'll support again the loader
You
edge.
got a motion.
What's that?
You got a motion.
Okay. Aye.
No, you're going to make the motion.
Oh, I did. No, they
I
can
think
get
you
it.
said second. Okay. Motion by Councillor Leone, supported by
I'll support.
Councillor Skinsich to approve the purchase of this cutting edge from Titan Machinery for $1,334.20. Any more discussion? The lower edge for the Public Works cutting edge. Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Umberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. Okay, Sam?
Yes, that's all I have, unless council or mayor's got anything for me.
Okay. Now you said the tree trimming is coming in October, right?
Yep, I'm working on updating my list. I got to get a hold of him this week and schedule that for sometime beginning of October. So I got to make the schedule now. So
How's the summer help? Is it still going or?
yes, we got Kevin Lynn still working with us this week and a couple days next week, and then he's done. He worked out great this year, and you know, that extra kid we had, Ryan Jantry, for even those 6 weeks we had him, helped out, so that worked out good.
I thank Ryan Jantry and Kevin Lynn for their great service this past summer as our part-time helpers. Pass that on to them, would you please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Anything else for Sam by the council? Staff?
Yeah, I've got one
Okay,
thing.
Councillor Skinsich.
Sammy, there's a street light up on that corner of Nevada and Second Court. I think I mentioned it the last meeting too. I don't know if you have access to that bucket truck or if when Lanik does this other pole, if somebody can go up there, but the light shade on that thing is just dangling. I'm just nervous that thing is going to come flying off at somebody or.
Yeah, we got to grab the bucket truck here, maybe this week or next week. We will go look at that and fix that light shade here.
Okay,
So we'll grab it.
thanks. That's all.
Yep.
You just reminded me of something. Sam, did you have a Minnesota Power truck down there today?
Oh, there was a bunch of them down here doing they're doing the line work on the substation stuff. So that's what they're there for. I think there was 2-3 of them down here working on it, and they've been working on it off and on all week. So
All right, for all the folks that are on town, then we have about 10 lights, 20, 15 lights out, and been waiting all summer long. We made some heavy duty phone calls today, and hopefully it'll get done shortly. So, okay. Anything else for Sam? We have the library director, Sue DeBoss, here.
No, Mayor. Library Director is unable to attend tonight.
All right, thank you. Campground director is here.
Campground directors were unable to attend tonight.
All right. We have our executive administrative clerk here tonight.
He was able to attend tonight. First thing is, I also have just two things on the stop signs that were placed up. City Hall has received one positive comment on them and one negative comment on them, and then one question. And that question was, and this is for Ty, Sam, whoever can answer this, will those extra stop signs be removed when the Broadway project is complete?
No.
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 Okay, so those are up there to stay. So if we get that question again, that's okay. We can answer it that way. Thank you.
Stay.
All right.
Also,
Right.
I would, yeah. I would think so.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor, for the clarification. And then agenda item, conditional use permit request. Pursuant to the City of Gilbert zoning ordinance, a conditional use permit hearing was held on Monday, September 14th, 2020. The purpose of the hearing is to rule on the application for a conditional use permit for homeowner Richard Brula at address 107 Louisiana Avenue East, Gilbert, in regards to the use of a temporary storage container less than 100 feet back from the front property line in the R1 residential district. The Planning Commission recommends the permit be granted with the following conditions. The storage container is allowed to be used for up to 1 year and a check-in at 11 months to ensure the 1 year timeline will be followed. And I would like to add, during the hearing, we had no residents opposed to the placement of that unit, and we had one resident who submitted a letter in support of the conditional use permit for that storage container.
Okay, we had the planning and zoning had a hearing and no objections of the neighborhood. There's only a conditional use for 1 year. The container could go on the property somewhere else on the property, but per planning and zoning regulations, right?
Correct. Because this will be located less than 100 feet back from the front property line, a conditional use permit's needed.
Oh. I spoke in length with Jim today about it, and I guess it's okay for 1 year. If it's not moved after a year, then we can do something else. And it's a known fact that we allow these things in town anyway, so. What's the council want to do?
I'll move to approve it.
I'll second.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve this conditional use container permit for the container for Mr. Richard Brula for 1 year, 11 months, 11 months. Any more discussion? Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Councillor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is the City Council at the last meeting forwarded to the Planning and Zoning Commission the issue of allowing garages to be built as a primary structure on vacant lots in Gilbert. Pursuant to the City of Gilbert zoning ordinance, the accessory use is a use or structure subordinate to the principal use of the land or a building on the same lot and serving as a purpose customarily incidental to the principal use or structure. A private garage is an accessory building. The Planning and Zoning Commission met on September 14th, 2020, and after discussion, the commission does not recommend creating or modifying a zoning district to allow for a garage to be the primary structure due to the belief it will cause more issues than it would benefit.
I'm here if anybody wants to ask questions.
Well, as long as you're here, you can hear me then. I respectfully disagree with that recommendation. We've got a number of people asking in Gilbert for space for putting garages in. I do believe our ordinance is correct, not allowing garages throughout the entire city. I've investigated other communities like Evelyn has them all throughout the city. Virginia has a specific area where they are allowed. And this is why I wanted it in Gilbert. And that specific area would be only in the Rock and Pines area, only in the Rock and Pines area, not through anywhere else in the city. Excuse me.
Well, they're already doing it.
No. Yeah, we're giving unconditional one at a time.
What I'm saying is that they're already doing it.
Without permits. So now we're going to just say, okay, go ahead and continue to do it.
Well, if they're doing it without permit, how is that happening? How is that allowed?
Well, it was brought to planning and zoning's attention on the 14th that Paul Bontum is letting people buy property without permits and building garages and telling those purchasers that they're allowed to build garages.
Well, that's got to be done, some action got to be done by the city.
And that's what we discussed at planning and zoning.
What's that?
That's what we discussed at planning and zoning, that there needs to be a meeting.
Well, yes, there needs to be a meeting because that's a violation of ordinance. So let's make it legal.
Or how about just because they're Rock and Pines, they're not special and they have to follow the rules of Gilbert?
Why don't we make it legal? The people are asking for.
People are asking on this side too. So you're not going to let them here, but you're going to let them over there?
They'll do, we don't need a bunch of garages throughout the town. You don't pay taxes. But if they want to do that out in there.
Well, you don't pay taxes either. So
Huh?
you don't pay taxes either. So I mean,
You do pay taxes.
no,
It's
you don't.
called
You
income
rent.
tax. It's called
You know what?
income
I
taxes.
truly believe that if
It's
two of these
called income
counselors,
taxes.
are you gonna listen or are you gonna
No.
talk?
No, you're got 1 minute to talk here, Liz. I'm not going to argue.
You
with
can't tell me how long I can talk.
1 minute. You got
5 minutes is the state statute.
1 minute.
5 minutes is a state statute. Maybe you should know the
1
statute.
minute.
Okay,
Get
so
this-
what I'm telling, does my minute start now? Or are you going to
No,
stop
1
talking?
minute.
Why should we allow garages in Rock and Pines? Why are we going to allow a part of the community to have garages and not allow the other part of the community? That's wrong. It's segregation. You can't do that. It's wrong. And the only reason it's pushed now is because there's already been garages built without permits. That hasn't been addressed. And it just got brought to planning and zoning.
Well, they better be addressed.
Okay, well, I mean, we'll give you what we think and you'll do whatever you want anyway. So I really don't know why we have a planning and zoning.
Well, it needs to be a permit of some kind of conditional use or something needs to be done or ordinance change.
No, or how about it not be allowed because it's not allowed in Gilbert?
Well, it can't be allowed then.
Okay. My other thing is I have an issue with the transparency on how some of these meetings are going and how these commissions are being portrayed, because these members are discussing this and giving their recommendations, and the council is basically not following those recommendations, making their own recommendations, and making those recommendations look like it's coming from the commissions. And I have an example if you'd like to hear it.
You are, yeah, I'd like to hear it.
With the cemetery update on Tuesday, September 8th of 2020, in the minutes for the cemetery update, number 1 on page 2, Mayor, we need recommendations from engineer after city engineer's phase 1 assessment of the property that there will be no city liability and that the land swap will be of good use for the city to acquire. There will be no money exchanged in the land swap. After that, negotiations can be started with property owner, city, and attorney. In no point does that mention what the property is. And now there's discussion of money. These documents are not transparent. And the wishes of the commissions are putting a lot of work into this, and you're not putting that forward. You're making it sound like one thing and it's completely the other.
You're absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Do you want to come up
There
here?
is no money involved with the situation here. Nothing. Number 2, all the commissions are advisory. We take their recommendations, and the council is got the authority to do them up or down.
Right, and I understand that it's advisory. But the issue is when you aren't telling the public and being transparent with the wishes of the commission, and you're making it sound like it's the commission.
Absolutely not.
That's exactly what it's been.
Absolutely, I disagree with you. Come on, I have to hear more.
Okay, go ahead.
As a member of the Gilbert Cemetery Advisory Board, there have been two issues that have been brought to attention to our board that we do question. One was we recommended spending between $10,000 and $15,000 on resurfacing the lower driveway to the new section. Several, not only people in this room, but several people have come to our board and said, why did you authorize a $52,000 or $54,000 driveway, which we did not authorize? No one can seem to tell us or answer why it went from a $10,000 recommendation to a $50,000 driveway. Second, the possible land swap was presented to us by Mr. Paulson. When he presented it to us, we made it very clear to him that this is not land for land. Getting lakeshore property versus an 8 acres is not a fair trade. And he assured us that it would not be just a land swap, that the owner would be liable for some type of payment. So these issues have come to us as members. Unfortunately, I'm the only one here tonight. And it is in the minutes that the city did authorize a $50,000 driveway, which we have no idea where that figure came from as a board. Absolutely.
I don't know where your $15,000 came from.
That was our recommendation.
Well, you talked to the contractor, they want $40-some thousand to do it. No, it's the bottom half, the dirt road down there now, not the whole cemetery.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But Mayor, it is being portrayed that the cemetery board did.
I'm going to give you my feedback. You are wrong. It's a good thing to do. It's been like that for 20 years. People are tired of driving through it, especially when it's wet and muddy. It's time to pave that just like the regular cemetery. You disagree, fine. I disagree with you.
Mayor, we agree with that. We agree that the road needed to be paved.
Number two, the other thing with that's been there since 1962, since the mining company left. It's no money involved. I don't know where this money came in.
But that is not how it was presented to us.
If there's money involved, it's going to be a dead issue with Mr. Bonham.
But that is not how it was presented to our board.
What?
We just want to make that clear. That came from Mr. Paulson when he handed us the paperwork.
This came to me. I give it to Jim to give to you. So there was no talk about.
You did say it would not be land for land because there's more acreage there than there is up there.
There's no money involved here.
That was not the way it was presented.
What I did say was there's been no negotiation between the city and a landowner. The question that was brought to the cemetery board is, would this land be acceptable for the expansion?
Yes, it would.
That's where the conversation was there. And if you remember, I did say there has been no official proposal to the city. There's been no negotiation. So I can't speak to if it's going to be land for land or money exchange. We're not even at that process now.
So there, Mr. Bonham is patiently waiting with us to get this phase one. And right now, it's always been a swap of land, one for the other, okay?
I think you can ask all the other board members, and that's not the way it was presented.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from, so. All right, are you finished or not?
I just want to make the council aware that people are watching. They're watching your decisions. They're watching your spending. They're not happy. And if you think that a cemetery is more important than these roads and these alleys, you have a serious problem. And I don't know what the obsession is with the cemetery. I understand it's an important part of the town, but also these roads and these alleys, the the electrical grid. I mean, there's so many other projects that are more pressing than the cemetery. A cemetery is for a town that has money. We don't have any money. What's our budget, Mayor? What's our budget? What do we spend a year?
Electrical grid is being worked on right now.
Right. And how much is that going to cost?
Should have been done 5 years ago or 3 years ago. In 2017, it was the Minnesota Power came here and got turned down.
Because we didn't have any money.
There's money.
Well, no, I mean, so you tell me where, because that's the thing. And this is the biggest complaint with citizens. When they ask you about something, you say, what do you need? What can I get you? What can I give you? Like it's your own personal pocketbook. It's being, and I'm just letting you know, it's being noticed and people are not happy.
Respectfully disagree with everything you've had to say.
Right? Okay. And it maybe if you paid taxes, you would care what you're spending. And that's all I have to say.
Income tax, all right? And I've owned a property in this town twice for over 50 years in my life.
You do not own it now. You don't own anything now.
I don't have one now. That has nothing to do with it.
It does, because and I'm just going to tell you this. I truly believe that if this money was coming out of your pocket, you would care how much you're spending. Because the whole point of this, being a tax-paying citizen on the council, is...
Thank you.
No, I'm not done. The whole point, you can pound that gavel all night long.
Thank you. Good night.
No, you're going to finish.
Bye.
He's not even here. Have a nice night.
Okay.
The whole point of being a tax-paying citizen in this town is so that you are affected by the decisions you make. You can pound all night long.
Somebody get Ty, come on in here and remove this citizen out of here. She's being insubordinate here.
Yep, and you know what? You're going to find out really fast when people start telling you the shit job you're doing.
Ty, come on in here.
Ty's coming.
He's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Nothing.
Remove you from the room. You're bringing, yes.
You just wait till everybody comes in.
One more peep. You disrupt this meeting again, you'll be removed by the chief right there. All right? I've done that before.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're a big
You're
man.
gonna disrupt this meeting. You're gonna disrupt. Ty, remove her from the, no, I want you to remove her right now from this meeting. Right now. That's an order. That's an order.
All you have to do is listen, Carl. That's all you have to do. Listen to the people
you need
who
to
are
listen.
paying the taxes.
Yeah.
People are not happy. You're spending money where it doesn't belong.
Again, you're disrupting meeting. We're trying to make it a meeting here. I'm asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave right now.
I'm not listening to a single thing you have to say. And no one else will either.
You're going to be removed.
Mayor, perhaps one thing we could do is just take a 5-minute recess to allow the
He's
chief.
taking her, remove. Okay, Ty. She needs to remove because she's going to be keep on talking here. Right now.
I
Please.
just want you to acknowledge what
I've got Ty, I've got an order. Remove her.
He's not the boss. He's not the boss. All he has to do is acknowledge what I said.
Your order to remove.
You would care about what you spend if it came out of your pocket.
Ty? No, remove her.
He's gonna have to physically remove me. And I'm not. People aren't happy. And you know, I'd be surprised if you actually get the mayor elected.
All right. Where are we? Where were we at?
Mayor, we were at the recommendation from the planning commission about the garages.
Okay. Well, I'll let the council take another look at it and then we don't have to do no action on it. Okay, right now, okay? Okay, acknowledge the boards and commission minutes of Evelyn Vale and Gilbert School District Joint Powers Rec Board minutes of September 9th.
I'll move to acknowledge.
I'll second it.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve Evelyn Vale Gilbert School District Joint Powers Recreation Board minutes of September 9th. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Planning and zoning minutes of August 17, 2020.
I'll move to acknowledge.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the planning and zoning minutes of August 17th. Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. And the Water and Light Board minutes of July 16, 2020.
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Councillor Leone, supported by
I'll support.
Councillor Skinsich to approve these minutes of Water and Light, July 16th. Councillor Leone, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Skinsich?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Did we want to do
Huh?
the recommendations on that?
Yeah, we have some recommendations we got to go through. Main one up there is this,
Are you freaking nuts?
there will be okayed $11,000 for that underground cable to this Habitat for homes up there. Jim, you can speak on this.
All right, yes, council recommended getting the power up to that property. So the Habitat for Humanity has to pay the tapping fee charges for electrical, sewer, and water. And those are $1,000 for sewer, $1,000 for water, and $500 for electrical, for a $2,500 total. They have two properties up there, one at 706 and one at 704. So the total bill to tap in will be $5,000. They asked the Water and Light Board if they would consider a discount, and the recommendation of the Water and Light Board from September is a 50% reduction. And a member of the Water and Light Board are here if there are any questions.
I'm okay with it. So we're approving the $2,500 charge. That's per
Correct.
resident.
It'd be 50% for each resident. So their total would become $1,250 a piece for a total of $2,500.
All right.
I'll move on that.
I'll second.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the recommendation by the Water and Light Board for 706 and 704 Michigan Avenue of a total of $2,500, $1,200 a piece, $1,250 a piece. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich.
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Recommend public hearing for okay, I think we have that already, this recommendation only scheduled. This Sparta hearing on the non-compliant customers as soon as possible, and then 10-day notice on the other ones. You see that one on there?
Mayor, my understanding is that we don't have it scheduled yet, but that's the step of the process where we need to pick up the deferred assessments. So I think the idea is to get that hearing scheduled.
Yes, Mayor, we've identified what we believe to be the remaining 5 properties that were not assessed in 2007 and that have not paid, subsequent assessment. So there's 5 properties left up there, and I have that list that I can forward to Attorney Lindsay, and then we can have the hearing for the deferred assessments to finish that process that started in 2007.
Yeah, Jim, I'd like to see that list because I believe there's more than 5.
Yeah, and that's why we haven't presented it yet, because me and Bob, we talked. I want to get with Bob and make sure that we're looking at the same list from the hearing from 2007. Because I believe there's another discussion, another hearing that'll need to happen for other properties.
It has something to do with the fee owner properties?
I believe so. So I think we need to sit down and meet and make sure we're all on the same page with this particular assessment.
Right.
Because this is finishing the Sparta assessment from 2007.
Right. But the fee owner properties are included. They should be.
The should is the compelling point of that. And we want to make sure we get it right.
Right. So I'll meet whenever you want.
Sounds good.
So we can get this straightened out, and I don't know if Brian has to be there also.
Well, and we'll have John, our city engineer, there.
Well,
make sure we're all on the same page.
He doesn't have to be there.
So
this is between,
Yeah, this is, well, he was the engineer when this thing started. So I want to make sure we're all on the same page. We get the right properties identified.
Okay.
And then we can get the hearing set.
When do you want to meet? When do you want to meet to do this? We can make a time right now. I'm fine with it.
We can go Thursday morning, 10 o'clock.
Thursday, 10.
Works for me.
John?
Agree?
Brian? Well, I think Brian would be the one that would have to, if there's any legal issues with this.
If it's an in-person meeting, I'm unavailable. I could potentially be available by phone just to assist, or Zoom, whatever needs to happen.
Sure.
Okay, Jim?
So this is ongoing then?
Leo, would you like to be there also? Leo would like to be there also.
So you get back to us then on this?
Yeah, so it's scheduled for then Thursday at 10?
Yeah, that works. That works fine.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, well, so we'll wait on the outcome of that meeting, okay? Okay, Leo.
The reason we're pursuing that is that these people have technically been delinquent since 2007. And now it's getting to a point, and I think the public should notice that it's affecting our drinking water.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Serious business.
Serious business. And we need to get it done right
We
away.
need to follow this through ASAP.
It won't be dropped by me or this council, I know that, so. Continue on, Water and Light Board. All right. No other recommendations on that one? Okay. Wastewater treatment plant certificate of substantial completion. Is Ron on the phone?
Yes, Mayor, I'm on the line.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I just waiting for my turn.
Hey, you're up right now.
Okay. Just very quickly, the contractor is working on the last items. The FRP covers are painted, the fence is being worked on, seating, punch list. The item I was hoping to address was the substantial completion certificate, and I feel it's appropriate for the council to approve that certificate. It's really more of a paperwork item than anything else. we're holding 300,000 to 400,000 in retainage on the contractor. So, you know, we are able to get his attention if we need to. But he's got subcontractors and equipment suppliers. That certificate ends up being part of warranty documentation that we get. So the contractors sent it to me, and Mayor, my recommendation is for the council to approve it. But it's certainly your judgment if you want to or not.
You were here this afternoon. We had a good discussion on that. I'm going to recommend the council take it up in the next meetings very seriously, and depending on how much more is done between here and there. And hopefully a lot more will get done, and we can do a little bit more serious decision making on that, okay? So
I understand, Mayor. I respect your decision on that. It's certainly that's just fine, and I'll be sure to pass that word. The other thing is we did talk, just so I mean, I know you're aware, but the rest of the council and anybody who's listening, we did talk with Ovivo about a week ago about the MBR equipment and not meeting the specified capacity. It was a good call. And then tomorrow, myself and the city is going to talk some more about it, and we will have a follow-up call with Ovivo on October 1st. Ovivo has a proposal to increase capacity, and I know tomorrow, Mayor, we can, you know, pursue this in some more detail about if that's appropriate, or we still need, you know, we're still not there yet.
Yes. Council is aware of all our discussions with them and where we're at. They've been up to date. They've been informed up to date on what our talks are, and we'll continue on.
Okay. Mayor, that's all I have, unless there are some questions.
Do we need to formally table this one more time? Anyway, at least one more time. Hopefully we get some of that more things done. All right. Some serious.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood, Mayor.
I'll motion to table.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skenzis, supported by Councillor Leone, to table this certificate of substantial completion and take a more serious look at it, and probably in the next meeting, hope with more stuff done, I guess, on that punch list and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no problem.
There's a lot of serious items on that thing, other than just loose ends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Understood,
Skenzis,
Mayor.
how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Anything else for Mr. LaFawn?
No, sir. That's all I've got, Mayor and Council.
All right. Anybody else? No. All right. Thanks, Ron, for sure coming this afternoon and being on the phone tonight. All right.
You're welcome, Mayor. I'll talk to you and the other staff tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. Good night.
Night. All right. Highway 37 update, High Tower update. We talked in length on that. Huh? Is he? Okay. Doug Kerfall from Minnesota Highway Department. Are you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, give us updates.
So to be honest, I haven't been up to Gilbert in several weeks. So I'm kind of going off notes from my construction staff. So John Jamnik can feel free to add in, or you guys might know more about what work has been completed than I do. But what I am told is that the sidewalk and concrete curb and gutter has been poured up to New York Avenue from Alaska to New York. It sounds like there was not a whole lot of problems getting that installed. They have been working on the utility work for the city sanitary lines, and I believe they started the slip lining of the sanitary sewer today for some of the stuff in town. I guess the big news, and probably what a lot of people are waiting for, is kind of the big paving operation to move in into town, and it sounds like that'll happen in the next 2 weeks. either starting September 28th or the week after. They said they'll know more tomorrow. We have our weekly construction meeting on Wednesday afternoons, and the contractor is supposed to give us a hard date. But what I'm told is there'll be about 4 days of milling, and they'll start towards the Highway 53 end of 37 and work their way towards the city of Gilbert. And then once that operation is complete, then they'll start the paving operation. And as they're going through and paving, at the end of each day, they intend to put down some temporary striping to make sure that the driving lanes of the roadway are visible and everyone knows where they're supposed to be at night.
How about
other than
work on the east side of the road? Is that going to be done or just no?
Let's see here. They said that they are working on the westbound. Let's see here. Where are my notes? They're working on the westbound side now, working to install that sanitary sewer. And it looks like there's been some discussion on whether we should go after the median on that stretch of roadway this fall, or if we should just get the sanitary sewer work done and repave the shoulder and sidewalk, and then come back with the final lift next spring and have everything look good at the end of next, or when the rest of that work is going to be completed. So it sounds like that's being discussed currently on what'll give you guys the best final product. From what I understand, the concern is just the continuous mat of the driving lanes when they go through and pave the final lift next season. But moving forward, it would just be the everything would be brought up to bituminous surface for the winter.
I just have a suggestion. If you can't get to the other side this year, when you do the other end next May, or when you can, like May 15th or whatever, that end gets done too before July 1st. You follow me?
Yep, get that whole end done before the 4th of July party or 3rd of July parade.
And whatever you can't finish up this year down on this end.
Okay.
From New York to Kansas, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, and it's from what I can tell that they aren't asking for an extension or any for any of the work on the Alaska to Kansas end of town to carry over to next year. The one thing that's still up in the air is whether or not we will be installing the new light poles this year or using the existing poles as temporary lighting over the winter. We haven't gotten a firm date from the manufacturer when those new light poles will be delivered.
And you're talking about a full layer of blacktop on both sides?
Yes.
Or half?
I believe up to finished grade, up to New York Avenue.
Okay. Leo, you got something?
Yes, since he's on, I'd like to ask him.
I sent a letter to DOT requesting a bypass lane at the West 40 junction or the entryway. I got no response so far. I'm not asking for anything special, but there should be a bypass lane because when the motorhomes stop to turn off, somebody's going to hit them and it's going to be a tragedy. And I got no response from DOT. I sent a letter stating that during the summer, I probably have around 1,000 entries, exits during the summer. You're addressing for Station 44, you're addressing for Genoa, which I don't think between the two of them, they have a dozen homes there. Yet when I'm asking for something simple, a bypass lane, I can't get a straight answer from you. I think this is the last hurrah, if you will, because now you're talking about remilling and everything in the next 2 weeks. The least you could do is come up here, take a look at it, and address my request. That's a safety factor. We've been lucky for 16 years, but it's a potential hazard. It should be addressed.
Okay, and I apologize. I was under the understanding that my traffic engineer had, or our traffic engineer had gotten you a response on that. I will follow up and I will get back to you hopefully tomorrow if that works for you, Leo.
Sure. I have got no response from anybody, and I sent the letter in like 2 months ago. Thank you.
I'll just say that I agree with Leo on that. When these people are coming in to turn into his place, they're going to stop traffic, and it should be looked into. Lucky nothing happened yet, but
I can speak.
during the summer, it's a very busy situation there.
It's a busy situation in the summer months.
Yeah.
Should have at least where the ongoing traffic
Can go around.
can go around.
Yeah, somewhere to go around. He's not talking about on the shoulder, but just to go around to pass somebody. Yeah. Okay.
A mere white line to go around.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Thank you.
Okay, give it another consideration there, Doug. All right.
Yeah, I know I've talked to our traffic engineer who makes those type of decisions about it. I know that he received your letter, and I apologize that you didn't get a response. I will talk to him tomorrow and either be on a phone call with him and you, or try and set something up so that you get a response and understand, what we can do and what we can't do. So I will make sure that you get a response, Leo.
Okay. All right. Continue on with the rest of it. So.
Okay.
Anything else on there?
Not that I'm aware of at this point. I don't know if John Jamnik has any questions or anything to add from recent meetings.
I see you put some flashers on the cones out there. That was good.
Okay.
But how about on the boulevard side? A couple of them cones or barrels could be put there with some flashers so people know there's that curbing there, you know what I'm saying? So what a parking lane would be on the boulevard, a couple more barrels there.
Okay. Yeah, when I come up tomorrow, I'll take a look at that and then talk to the construction guys.
So people are aware that there's like a runway where the hole is on one side and where the boulevard is on the other side.
Okay.
Otherwise, thank you, and I think everything else is going good. And there've been how much? John, you got anything for him anymore?
No, we're fine. It's moving along pretty good. I think they're down between Indiana, Dakota. I think that's the last piece of the city utility work that's going to be completed this year. So once they get that done, then we start.
What about on Louisiana? No more.
Well, no, I'm talking about utilities on Highway 37.
I think everything is going good, and hopefully you got good weather the next. When do you figure on your last date that possible? October 31st, maybe, or what?
Right now they're saying it looks like October 15th. I wouldn't hold them to that date, but that's what our contractor is shooting for, to have all the paving and have the paving and concrete work wrapped up anyway. But that's what they're shooting for.
All right, thank you. Any questions by the council for Doug?
No.
Staff, any more staff? Thank you for the report and thanks for coming. Doug?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. All right. High Tower update. We got a good report from Sam on that earlier. Any more on that? No? Okay. New business. Sparta vacation ordinance, second reading, followed by the vote.
Mayor, if I may.
Yes.
Just as a point of order, we may be able to, or if the council desires, we could follow through with the second reading. However, according to.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we don't have enough council members present to make a vote. So
Yes.
we could either have the second reading tonight or table the whole thing till the next meeting.
Table the whole thing the next meeting. I'm not going to read it. And somebody want to table?
Yeah.
Councilor Leone tables.
Yes.
Fortification ordinance, second reading and vote. Counselor wants to support.
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Skinsich. Any more discussion? Counselor Leone, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0 for the table. Okay, fire department, new hire. Let me get down to that. You got KLMN, they got a good report up there on the highway, on the tower, good report to read. All right, fire chief is requesting approval to hire the following new firefighter pending the successful completion of all required exams and background check. This is Mr. Justin Ryman, and Mr. Justin Ryman has just moved into Gilbert, and he is right now our new wastewater treatment plant third operator down there, and he's still in probationary. Soon to be coming off probation and being a full-fledged employee down there, and he wants to be a firefighter. So I recommend we approve the hiring here.
I'll move to hire.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to hire Justin Ryman as firefighter as requested by the fire chief and fire department. Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Appoint election judges. We have a city council needs to approve these election judges. I'll have Jim read this off, read the names off, and the parameters with the pay, and also include the last part for alternative judges if some cancel out. Okay.
All right, thank you, Mayor. City Council action is requested to appoint election judges at $10 per hour for the general election to be held Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. Jeremy Limita, head election judge. Norman Chaffee, Barbara Golbrish, Richard Sabunia, Barb Skelko-Kern, Andrea Aubin, Jack Michaela, Leon Schonlaub. Included in this action is the authority to appoint alternative election judges if someone is unable to serve in the appointed capacity.
All right, thank you. And I recommend council go ahead and approve. This is a $10 per hour for election, general election, November 3rd. Council want to approve it?
I'll move.
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll get discussion right after this. Go ahead, move. Discussion, second.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve these. Discussion, what do you got, Bob?
Is there going to be a drop box for mail-in ballots, or do they have to be brought to the post office?
They should be brought to the post office, or you can drop them off here at City Hall.
So you can put them in that drop box where you put your water and light?
Yeah, we collect that daily, so that would be fine.
So I think you should let the, public know that. So why go to the post office and come back here if it's just, I don't know. That's
Well,
just, I'm curious. I was curious if you're having a drop box.
Yeah, good point. We could put that on a billboard up there, or, huh? Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. Special projects new hire. Jim, go ahead. Tell us.
Thank you, Mayor. The selection committee is recommending hiring the following highest rated candidate for this position, pending completion of a background check. Candidate Crystal Brown. Council is requested to approve the hire.
All right, Council, we have the selection by the committee, Crystal Brown to be hiring. We talked about this position in length throughout the year. Are we ready to go? All right, somebody want to make a motion?
I'll motion to accept.
Motion by Counselor Leone to hire Crystal Brown for the special projects position,
I'll support.
supported by Counselor Skinsich. Any more discussion? Counselor Leone, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Skinsich.
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. Preliminary levy. We had a working session prior to this meeting. On our budget. So we come down to the time to set the preliminary levy. Council ready? Propose at this point, 6%. We worked down from 33% down to 6%. And hopefully by December 15, we can whittle that down to 2.5 or less. All right.
I'll move
For what, 6%?
for 6% preliminary.
I'll second it.
Motion by Counselor Skinsich, supported by Counselor Leone to propose a 6% preliminary tax levy for city of Gilbert, and hopefully to dwindle that down to 2.5 by December 15th. Any more discussion? Counselor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. Proposal for architectural services.
Mayor, excuse me, we need to set
Oh,
along with
the
the,
hearing.
determine the public hearing date, correct?
I ask the council to set 6:05 PM, December 15th as a hearing date prior to our council meeting, and I think 5:15, we might have a working session prior to this hearing. So we have a working session at 5:15, December 15th. 6:05, we'll start the hearing for the tax levy. And when that is concluded, we'll start the regular meeting of December 15, which I like to, first of all, I think we should move the meetings in December. We have meetings scheduled for December 8th and 22nd. I'm asking the council to move it to the 1st and the 15th. We'll still have 2 meetings in December, but not the 8th and the 22nd. The 1st and the 15th. Let's do that first. No good?
Can I speak on this
Yeah.
a little bit? Would we be able to wait a meeting to do this? I would prefer if at least one of the other counselors were here for that, if that's okay. I mean, it's.
Well, the 22nd one, nobody wants to have it 2 days before Christmas Eve, a meeting. Yeah, we can wait on that. We're going to have something on December 15th. So the hearing has to be done. In case we need 2 more weeks to, hopefully we'll be done with all the budget and we'll have we got from here to December 15th to get down to a good number, 0 or something. So let's have the hearing. Well, you don't like the 15th? I mean, is that?
I'm fine with it personally, but there's 2 other counselors that aren't here that,
Well, I understand.
It'd be nice to have everybody here.
But we have to set a hearing date right now. Or do we have to do it tonight either?
That is correct, Mayor. The hearing date needs to be sent and returned to the county auditor by September 30th.
So yeah, we have to do it tonight.
Right. Well, I'm
Just the hearing, you can set the hearing.
I'll set the hearing. I'll make a motion to have the hearing on the 15th, December 15th.
At 6:05.
At
That part
6:05.
anyway, we can do that.
I'll second.
Moved by Councilor Skinsich, supported by Councilor Leone to set the Gilbert tax levy hearing for December 15th at 6:05. Any more discussion? Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. Got that? Yep. All right. All right. Proposal for architectural services. Jim.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a proposal for architectural services for a reconfiguration of City Hall to promote social distancing, improve staff privacy, safety, and allow for office space to be utilized more efficiently. This architectural services portion of the project will not exceed $10,000. The funds are available through the CARES Act funding program. Council is requested to approve the proposal.
I recommend we go ahead with this.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the proposal from Architectural Services for $10,000 for remodeling of our reconfiguration of our city staff area over here. Money is available through the CARES Act. Councillor Skinsich, discussion. Any more discussion?
No.
Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. Proposal for computer, some more CARES Act stuff. Computer workstations.
Correct, Mayor. The three City Hall workstation updates would replace outdated workstations and also allow for the ability to work remotely if needed. The cost of the workstation upgrades is $5,940.49. These funds are available through the CARES Act funding program.
All right. So the money is available through the CARES Act and for this COVID pandemic issue that we're in right now. So I recommend we go on with that.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Moved by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to approve the $5,940.49 for the computer City Hall workstation updates. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries. Any miscellaneous other than I got this addition here? I got the addition. No miscellaneous stuff before that?
No miscellaneous, just the two resolutions for addition.
Okay. I need, when I read this out, I need how the vote was. So we have to pass this first. So can I get a motion? We do one at a time, or are they both the same? Yeah, they're two different ones. Get a vote on resolution 2020-20. A vote on that?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Motion by Councillor Skinsich, supported by Councillor Leone to pass resolution 2020-20. Any more discussion? Councillor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councillor Leone.
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. City of Gilbert Resolution 2020-20. State of Minnesota, County of St. Louis, City of Gilbert, resolution authorizing the City of Gilbert to make application to and accept funds from the IRRB FYI 2020 Commercial Redevelopment Grant Program. Whereas the authorizing authority approves of the attached application for the Gilbert Food Shelf Project, and whereas the authorizing authority agrees to accept funding for the underlying project if approved by IRRB, now be it resolved that the authorizing authority of the City of Gilbert does adopt this resolution. Upon the vote taken, the following voted for: Councillor Skinsich, Councillor Leone, Mayor Overstar. Voting against, none. We have absent Councillor Pulis, Councillor Rovich. Motion carried. Whereupon said resolution 2020-20 was declared duly passed and adopted this 22nd day of September 2020. Done. All right, resolution 2020-21.
I'll move.
I think everybody understands, you know, as far as the council goes, what's going on here, all right?
I'll second.
Moved by Councilor Skinsich, supported by Councilor Leone to pass this resolution. Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Overstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. Read the resolution. The City of Gilbert, resolution number 2020-21, State of Minnesota, County of St. Louis, City of Gilbert. Resolution authorizing City of Gilbert to make application to and accept funds from IRRB FYI 2020 commercial fiscal year 2020 commercial redevelopment grant program. Whereas the authorizing authority approves of the attached application for the Gilbert Garage on 200 block of Indiana Avenue redevelopment project, and whereas the authorizing authority agrees to accept funding for the underlying project if approved by IRRB. Now be it resolved that the authorizing authority of the City of Gilbert does adopt this resolution. Upon the vote taken, the following voted: for, Councilor Skinsich, Councilor Leone, Mayor Oberstar. Voting against, none. Absent, Councilor Spollis and Councilor Rovich. Whereupon said resolution number 2020-21 was declared duly passed and adopted this 22nd day of September 2020. And for the folks who don't know where 200 block of Indiana is, Lower Indiana Avenue, next to the car wash. The City of Gilbert this past 2019 acquired that little parcel of property. It has two really dilapidated garages, or I don't know what you want to call them on there, storage units, and then we're going to come down. All right, that's what that one is for. All right, now pay this payment of bills and payroll upon the proper audit by the clerk and the mayor.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Skinsich, supported by Councilor Leone to approve the payment of the bills and payroll upon the proper audit by the clerk and the mayor. Any more discussion? Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries 3-0. No further business. We can adjourn the meeting.
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilor Skinsich, supported by Councilor Leone to adjourn at 8:35, 2 hours. Any more discussion? Councilor Skinsich, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilor Leone?
Aye.
Mayor Oberstar, aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 8:35. Good night.